All right, so a little country music there because you know what? We think about country music when you start heading, east from Arizona, which is what we're doing. Everybody, we're going to Springfield, Kentucky. It is
Mhm.
in the heart of Kentucky. It is the heart of central Kentucky, which is the land of bourbon, horses, and history. And Springfield is in Washington County, which is the oldest county of the state, I believe, and also home to the ancestral lands of Abraham Lincoln. His family lived there,
Cool.
and so did he for a while. So,
Mhm.
an amazing place. We're going to get to go there. We're so excited on our Love Your Parks tour for everybody knowing that Nancy and I are traveling full time to go and visit every single park in the country, document them on our site, nationalparktraveling.com. Springfield is on the radar, and we're going there. And so today we have Executive Director of the Springfield Tourism Commission, Stephanie McMillin, back on today's show to, kind of keep us getting over there and also to really give us all an idea of what happens in winter and also in early spring. And I encourage you to go to their website, and you can go to visit springfieldky.com. So, Stephanie, how are you?
Wonderful. And I'm so glad to hear that you're making plans to come down or come
I
across in the
know. Well, we're
Mississippi.
coming up. We're not going down. We're going up.
Oh yeah,
Across.
coming
Okay.
up. You're
I
in
know.
Yuma or you're in
Crossing up.
Tucson?
I know. And we're looking at this going, okay, we're getting to see so much of the country on the way to you. And it just is amazing. Kentucky, there's so much history there. The more we're learning about other parts of the of the country's history, somehow Kentucky and Virginia keep being part of it, and they're united. And at one point they were like one place, right? So that's kind of an interesting piece
Oh yeah.
to your history.
We used to be a part of Virginia, and if you notice, the state's shapes even look very, very similar. And actually, this county, Washington County, we are the first county in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. When we became a Commonwealth, we were the first county named after the first president, Washington.
Cool.
Okay, see that is it. And also, we were watching The Simpsons last night. So I just want to say, you're also part of the Main Street. Is like you guys talk about being like Simpsonville, basically, the Main Street of Springfield.
Oh yeah, we came in second in a national contest, and for our efforts to prove that we were the original Springfield, they sent us. I think they're larger than life size Simpson not figurines. They're massive. You're going to see them when you get here, and
Uh-oh.
we have so many things that parallel to the cartoon, and people love it.
This is so cool. This is so cool. And so, okay, you've got Abraham Lincoln history, okay,
And the Simpsons.
and The Simpsons, and then you've also got bourbon history because you're right on the Bourbon Trail. So, like, and apparently you've got wine happening too. Is that right? Wine?
We do. We have an odd mixture of everything good to drink: bourbon,
Peapod
wine,
tea.
and peapod tea. We have a lot of really good breweries happening around. A lot of craft breweries,
Cool.
and you can just have yourself a good old time when you come over here.
So didn't you have like the same people hiding out with stills and making their alcohol without the benefit of the government okay? Did you not have that history too?
Are you talking about moonshiners?
Oh, here she
Yeah.
goes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got
Well,
stills.
yeah, and we're in what you call the knobs. We're in the knobs, and hills and knobs tend to foster that kind of activity. Way back when, I'm not saying anybody
Yeah.
does it now.
No, of course not. I'm just saying that it's the same kind of that whole area had people who went, hey, let's go. We got a source of good water. We're making it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Well,
that's
that is one of the reasons why our bourbon is so fantastic. It's that
Exactly.
limestone filtered water. And
Yeah.
you will taste the difference. You'll never go back to that rough stuff like Jack Daniels or anything that I mean, I don't want to knock it, but bourbon is a bit sweeter and a lot smoother.
Cool.
She's like, that's it, boys and girls. That's how it is. So the Bourbon Trail. How many distilleries do you think are on the Bourbon Trail? I'm just planning.
Well, okay, I knew 2 years ago, and the explosion of bourbon culture happened so fast, I couldn't even tell you. Actually, the current map that's out is not current. And you have your big boy distilleries like Jim Beam and Maker's Mark and Four Roses and all and then you have your mid-size, and then you have your craft distilleries, and then you have some small batch, and they're just popping up all over the place. And currently, there are at least 2 barrels of bourbon per person in the state. So we're outnumbered 2 to 1.
I'm moving.
Okay, so I'm ready. I'll be out there. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, what do you think is the minimum of distilleries on the trail? Like the minimum, like, Dublin has over 700 bars. I mean, so we know we need to spend at least 2 years in Dublin. So, like, how many years do we have to spend in Kentucky when we get out there?
Well, it's going to be a long time, and you probably should get a driver.
We need a driver.
Not every distillery is on the Bourbon Trail. The Bourbon Trail is really like a marketing group, and they participate so they can be a part of it. And there's so many other distilleries that are not officially on the trail. I'm going to say, I don't know, 30 to 40, and we're running out of room. Bardstown, our neighboring city, they have literally run out of land to build distilleries. And we're just busting at the seams. Everywhere you go, you see these big rick houses. They're just popping full of bourbon barrels, probably 30,000, 40,000 barrels, and they're all over the place. And I love it when they're brewing, because you can smell the bourbon and the yeast in the air, and it is like fresh baked yeast rolls with a touch of bourbon. It's awesome.
Ooh, nice.
Now, do they do that at a specific time of year, like what happens with wine? When they start, this is the harvest, and then we go into production, or is it just any time?
Oh, no, it's all year round, and they can't make enough of it.
Oh, wow. And then you have the breweries, too. Wow. So you have breweries, wine, and bourbon happening. So it's a happy state, everybody. So it's a good time. So I did want to talk about, I know we're going to talk about winter in Springfield and Washington County, and I was watching your Facebook, and you guys were doing you had some snow this year already.
Yes.
Ice skating going on. Like, it seems like it's totally festive in Springfield.
We love the holidays here. Lots of shopping, crafty things, events, choirs. Everything goes on during the holidays. And we sort of get worn out. And January's a little bit of a lull. Theater's cooking up something. I'm not at liberty to say because they're still working on it. But as soon as February hits, that's when we get back to being our festive selves. And one of the things I wish you were here for, because you would totally love it. The New Pioneers, they're a sustainability group. They put on an event called the Empty Bowl Supper. And they have their craftspeople make and glaze clay bowls. And each one of them is different and unique, and it's just wonderful. And they make these homemade soups, just a huge variety of soups, and you get your crackers and all kinds of little munchies, and you fill your bowl. You purchase a bowl, and you get to eat soup, and it all goes for our sustainability efforts.
Yeah, because in spring, don't you have like an Earth Day festival that happens in Springfield?
Yes. Yes, the Green Festival is going on its 5th year. It just gets bigger and bigger, and it really is something for everybody. Kids learn a lot, lots of activities, lots of wonderful foods. Somebody came last year, they had salads, and I wouldn't be surprised if you said there were 30 different items in the salads, from seeds and fruits and 5 different kinds of lettuce, and it's really a treat. It's someplace you can learn, someplace you can shop, and eat good food.
Mm. So you have a lot of agriculture going around, right? Or is it small farms? I mean, when you look at, a green festival and salads and things grown locally, what does that look like for a visitor coming in, going, I know Mordecai's, right? That's, hey, Abraham Lincoln Heritage again, the restaurant
Yes.
over there. I know. I just keep watching all these posts on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm like, I'm hungry. I'm ready to go now. Can we go to Springfield now? It looks like a lot of fun's happening over there, but do you have farms around that you can get local produce, in the region?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely, yes. We even have just almost within walking distance over here, St. Catherine Farms. They have the grass-fed beef that you can order and go pick up. So it's
wow,
it's as clean eating as you can get, and they're not the only ones around like that. And we have a blueberry farm down the road.
Ooh, nice.
Local honey.
Really?
Oh my gosh! Oh yes, we have.
You know what you can do with those blueberries and vodka, right? Sorry, just saying.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh.
But this is an agricultural community. It's very, when you get here, you get that feeling of being very rural, small town. We have the prettiest main street ever, and you never feel like you got cabin fever, because 45 minutes in either direction you can hit a metropolitan area. So we do have the best of both worlds.
Mm.
So your metropolitan area, would that be Bardstown, is that, or Elizabethtown, or would it be Louisville?
Lexington and Louisville.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Lexington and Louisville, the 2 largest cities in the state, both of them pushing 1 million population. And they do. They have everything. They have culture, everything good to eat. It's just, both of them are wonderful, but it's also wonderful to come back home less than an hour away, no traffic. You don't have to lock your doors at night. It's like your modern Mayberry.
Wow. And then you're close
like
to
that.
the Abraham Lincoln birthplace, National Historical Park, and that ties into the history of Abraham Lincoln's mom and dad living in Springfield and getting married there. And then also you're also near like Mammoth Cave, so we have to do that when we come through to see you. So are you ready to go National Park traveling with us? And
I am so ready. I am so ready. I have a place that you're going to love.
Cool.
I'm going to take you to Kentucky Down Under, and you can go play with the kangaroos that love to give hugs. It's amazing. You have to go.
A kangaroo place in the caves?
Oh, yeah.
What?
They're right next to the caves. It's called Kentucky Down Under, and there are kangaroos everywhere. And when you go to the park, you can feed them, and it's so cute. They love to give hugs.
Wow. I had no idea that there were kangaroos in Kentucky. But I also know your state is has one of the largest elk herds in the country, or the largest elk herd. That they worked to bring back the elk. Like it's one of the biggest conservation efforts that ever happened for the elk. So it's interesting to me, like what has happened in Kentucky, and it's a small state in that, hey, why not have the biggest herd of elk? So much has happened. But okay, so we're gonna play with kangaroos. But are you ready to get on a kayak? We're in the world of K's here. Do you want to get on the kayak with us and go down the Beach Fork River?
Absolutely. You'll see all kinds of wildlife, and we're going to go. You can take short trips or long trips. You're liable to see some beaver, otters, bald eagles, cranes. It's an adventure.
Okay, Stephanie, I'm telling you, we're going in that kayak or the canoe, whatever we need to do. Because I know you guys get all the bald eagles. I've watched that over the years, and I'm like,
so
oh,
beautiful.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see that. Actually, that's our next Love Your Park Store T-shirt. Everybody, it's a bald eagle. Anyway, yeah, it's a very cool thing, and you are in bald eagle country, which is so cool. And also, I do want to tell people that you're on the Trans America Bicycle Trail. I don't know how many people are going to do that in the winter. Is that really pick up in the spring, summer?
Yes, Springfield actually is right. The trail runs right through Springfield, so we see them every day. We're having bicycle repair stations that we're going to have a couple of them in Springfield, and they come to lodge here. It's a really convenient stop between two major places, and they come from all over the world. Just last summer, they came from the Himalayas. Like, I didn't know people actually lived in those mountains, but they do. And France and all over Canada, they go from coast to coast on this Trans-America Bike Trail, and we get to meet all kinds of people.
I'm going to get a tricycle and do it.
I've seen those.
Come on, we'll do a tricycle. Get like do it with like
and
little
I want
training
one of those
wheels.
Little bells, bling bling bling.
Training
bling.
wheels, training wheels. No, but these kind of things, people do that. They put it on their bucket list and they really work towards it.
I know.
So the other part that's really cool. I know we've talked about it on a number of shows, besides the bourbon and being silly shenanigans that we like to do, but. It's the theater, you've got that happening, the Central Kentucky Theater, and also these film festivals that have been happening, and I know you just had one, right? So this is something that's just going strong, and it looks like you have another one coming up in March.
We actually have 4 coming up in 2019, every 3 months. So in March, we have the TV and new media, and you know how everything's going to streaming now, and they're all clamoring for original content. So those are going to be things we can see that are looking for a buyer. They're looking for a distributor. And actually, that's the purpose that I've learned, that why they hold film festivals, because they're looking for a buyer. And in the first weekend of July, we're having our all-genre Hollywood South Film Festival. October, we're having the Horror Film Festival, naturally. And in December, we'll have our second Christian Film Festival. So it's 4 in one tiny town every quarter.
Wow. So you're doing this. I know you were in Santa Monica recently with like some big film festival thing, right? And connecting with
American
you were
Film
playing
Market,
with all
AFM.
the muckety mucks. You were in muckety muck land. Yeah.
Well, it was a lot of running around, making connections, because Springfield has Kentucky's first soundstage, like feature film size soundstage, and we went over there to let everybody know, come to Kentucky, make your film, and you're going to save a lot of money too, because this is a low-cost state. We have a tax incentive, and we're getting prepared for the influx of movie makers coming to Springfield, coming to Kentucky.
And you've got beautiful. You've got the sounds, the soundstage, but it also you all have such beautiful scenery all around you. And I know Southern Kentucky's really done a lot as well. And now you're really the whole state. And what you're doing in Central Kentucky at Springfield, there's all the scenery and beauty. And it's really interesting because I know people are looking for unique places, especially now we're in the world of Netflix and Amazon Prime and all that, where everybody gets to watch whatever they want to watch, and all these independent outlets too. So independent movies and independent film has really become something big. So do you see that being also part of that makeup of people coming to make movies in Kentucky?
Absolutely, because I've learned something. If you're an indie film and you have a low budget, the cost versus doing an indie style versus doing studio style is astronomical. And if you can make a movie without going the union route, I mean, you can make 20 movies in the time you could make a, indie style versus studio style. So a lot of them come over here because there is unique scenery.
Mhm. Yeah, and then also having the stage that you have, that that's a unique thing too. So you guys could be the hub. So what happens in regards to people coming with their crews? So there's one side, so there's the people that could be hired as extras, right? Does that happen for Springfield and Washington County and surroundings? Because I mean, again,
yes, that's what we're looking
could
for.
come in from Bardstown or Louisville, and it's not a big deal, right? But what about lodging for everybody?
Lodging is something it seems like you have to do a little bit of drive, like 9 miles, 15 miles. It's not that far. We do have the Springfield Inn. We have a lot of really charming, adorable Airbnbs. And we have Lincoln Suites, which they are super comfortable. Actually, I hope you get to stay in them. And it's just like a little home away from home with a full-size kitchen. And the bedroom all of them have a door to separate from the living room. And just down the road, we have a lot of
I want to stay there.
And
Nancy and I are like giving thumbs up. There's like a little kitchen. If there's a kitchen anywhere we want it, not that we want a private chef, but that's a little bit that's not going to happen. But a place where you can make coffee and make your own little breakfast is like we're in. That's cool. Sorry, we are still being selfish and thinking about ourselves when we come out there. And listeners, we're thinking of you too, because when we go out, we're going to photograph everything and film everything and document everything. So we're not really that selfish, but we are. We just want to have a really good time in Springfield. And so, okay, so we want to go there. The Lincoln Inn Suites. Is that what you said? Lincoln Inn?
I love that.
The Lincoln Suites. It's actually right behind my office, and it's charming. Charming. There's no other word to describe. Just comfortable and charming.
And everybody, Stephanie's office is in the Opera House, and that's where the visitor center is. So, like, she's right there on Main Street. Am I right? You're in Simpsonville.
Yes.
Right there. Okay.
Yes, it's built in 1900, right on historical Main Street.
Cool. Okay.
Can I go and sing one note in the Opera House?
Just we want to do that.
Absolutely. I'll let you get on the stage and give you a microphone.
Oh yeah.
Now remember James Bond the third, who puts on these film festivals. We have a movie to make with him. Remember?
Well, I'm going to sing one note while you do all the other stuff.
Yeah. Okay, but going back to the lodging, what about? Are there like vacation rentals in your area? RV places?
Absolutely. It depends on what you're geared towards. We have hunting lodges. We have historical bed and breakfasts that are period correct. I mean, they're decked out in the finest of the finest, the 1800s. And we've been in Bardstown. We have Bourbon Manor, and it's beautiful, beautiful. And the Airbnbs, some of them are on a horse farm, and you get fresh eggs and fresh homemade sausage in the refrigerator. There's a lot of people over here that just love spreading that Southern hospitality.
Okay, so Mordecai's, is that the main foodie place in downtown Springfield? I just see a lot of Mordecai's, and it looks good. Is that where we get that peapod tea?
Actually, you could go to almost anybody's front porch and have peapod tea. But you can order it there.
Tell everybody what peapod tea is.
I know.
Tell everybody what peapod tea is.
I want my peapod tea.
Yeah.
1/3 bourbon, 1/3 Sprite, and 1/3 orange juice. It's just poured over ice. It's just delightful.
It's good. We had it at our Craven Raven cocktail contest. You sent it in, and we had it, and the bar just said, "That's it. We're serving it. You can't even enter in the contest." I'm like, "What do you mean?" No, we're just serving this now from now on. And we're like, "Okay." So Stephanie's at the
Isn't it
Yuma
refreshing?
Landing, which is great because you used to hang out in Yuma, Arizona.
Mhm.
It's where we met you,
Yeah.
and that's our hotel headquarters at the Coronado Motor Hotel. So we're like, okay, good. So we can have Springfield in our hotel headquarters. So I'm happy. So we can have Peapod tea both places. You know, these are the
I
important
think
things in life.
now I want to go back to Yuma for a visit just so I can have some peepaw tea.
In Yuma with us. I love it.
In
See?
Yuma.
Yes.
How funny.
Yes. Okay. So now, okay, you got Peapod tea, but okay, food wise, I want to talk about food. You were talking about the empty bowl supper again. That is February 22nd, but apparently February 23rd, there's a pancake breakfast happening, and you know what? We have to talk about that because today is maple syrup day. So
Oh,
I want
yeah.
maple syrup and
Cool.
and bacon.
It's a fundraiser. It's super popular. Super popular with the Rotary hosts it every year. It's a fundraiser, and we get up really early in the morning. I'm usually on coffee duty, and we make pancakes fresh on the spot. Outside, there's a big grill, and they're sausage made locally, and you can eat in and socialize, or you can get a big to-go box and take it home to your family. But it's good. Oh, my goodness, it's good. And everything's included. It's a good time. I know it's early, but if you are in the area, I encourage you to come down and just have a nice early breakfast with your friends, meet new people, and eat some really good pancakes and sausage.
Cool.
Well, you know what? I think that's important too. I mean, we talk about this on the show all the time about going to the local events because, you know, it's not always about the big fancy festivals. It's about going and getting down with the locals. I mean, that's what real travel is to go to the local community events and be part of it and get to know it. Go to the museums and everything, understand, start to talk to people to know where you are. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, there's a historic marker. Who is that person? Oh, it's the town founder. Well, who's that? And then, oh, wow, are you a relative? Yes. Oh, my. You know, so it's a very interesting thing when you travel to connect with the locals and the people. And these kinds of events are a really cool way of doing it because sometimes locals don't always want to connect with people coming in either. So there's these kinds of events. Everyone comes together over a good cause is where people can connect. And food or bourbon, like, you know, or peapod tea, make it happen. I'm just saying. It's a good way, don't you think? You know.
Absolutely. The lady that is like a hostess of our Lincoln Legacy Museum, she is wonderful, and she's actually related on both sides to Thomas and Nancy Hanks.
No
Actually,
way.
Not most people, but a lot of people, lots and lots of people here in the area are blood related to both sides of their family, which is another reason I can't wait to get the Norfolk people from England over here.
Yeah, Glenn Burrows, our Norfolk historian, and we also have Holly Hansen from Family History Expos. Between the two of them, they both are. They have. She has a story, and she said, "I have a story. I'm not going to tell you yet." On Holly, she has a. She says, "When you get there, I have a story on Abraham Lincoln." She's been holding on to this. I'm like, I want to know now. It's like, no, you get your butt over there. So we
cool.
And this whole thing with Abraham Lincoln and his family coming from Norfolk, England, and Kings Lynn and all that area, and then it being so connected, and so Tom and Nancy, Tom Hanks, come on now.
Yeah. So just to be clear, which Tom Hanks are we talking
No, wait a minute.
about?
Do you think that Tom Hanks is related
To Tom Hanks.
to Abraham Lincoln?
Nancy?
They kind of look alike in a weird way.
Yeah, they got that
I'm
square
just
face,
saying, they
like,
kind of even act. They're kind of their personalities.
I think
Tom
they should
Hanks
do
would,
the ancestry test.
That's what,
Ancestry.com.
we had Glenn on our show yesterday, and he wanted the Butterfield Trail, that in Yuma and everything, and he's like, we need to go swab the ancestors.
But
I
I
for
think
DNA.
Tom Hanks would make a great Abraham Lincoln in a film.
Exactly.
He would be awesome.
Exactly. I think he's related.
Me too.
I'm just saying.
I think so too. Mhm.
Uh-oh. So here's the deal. Glenn could go get people over in Norfolk, in that area, that are like they're related to Abraham Lincoln's family, to do a DNA test, and then he said we need to get people to do DNA tests. This is where we can get history cleared up, not just everybody posting stuff on the internet.
Mhm.
So when we're there, let's get people DNA tested for, Abraham Lincoln legacy, and we can connect them. Like, really, legitimately connect them.
We can add to that by walking down to the courthouse and pulling the records, because we have the oldest courthouse west of the Alleghenies. That's where Lincoln's parents' marriage certificate was located, because they were married here. And the churches and our courthouse keep very good records. People come here from all over the world to do genealogy. If they think they have any sort of connection around here, or a family member did, they come here and they are likely to find some concrete evidence. So that'd be great if Glenn could bring them over here, because they would actually meet blood relatives.
Wow. And it's so fascinating, because as we start preparing for our tour, we're putting up all the states on our nationalparktraveling.com. Just got to plug that. But I'm looking at all this different history, and here comes Abraham Lincoln and all these different places, his memorial site, his boyhood home, and all this. And I'm going, dude, you ain't got nothing on Springfield, man. That's the actual origination.
Thank you.
As I'm writing it all, I'm like, dude, seriously, like Pennsylvania and everybody, I'm like, come on now. You got to go back to Springfield, Kentucky, and because that's the thing. And even Hodgenfield, just down the road, Hodgefield, I'm going to get it right. Once we get there, everything's in our DNA at that point. It's amazing, because they always that is the very first memorial to Abraham Lincoln. Now, when people think about the Abraham Lincoln Memorial, they're in D.C. So it's very interesting. Like, Kentucky has the roots, man. That's the place. And Abraham Lincoln traveled around and lived in different places and did different things, but Kentucky is the birthright. Just saying.
Can't miss with that.
Yes. We're the home.
So when you talk about your family history and DNA, and are you related to Lincoln, well, there you go. You got to go there. And it's true. You can't just have everything on the internet. You have to go to the place physically as much as you can.
You do.
Do your DNA and do your DNA. So this is going to be cool, man. Okay, so we're going to have like an event between Kentucky, Springfield, Kentucky, and Norfolk, England. We'll have to do some kind of cool, radio event between the two cities.
That's going to be fun.
We're going to do a special event.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do something special. Don't you think? It'd be cool, right?
Oh,
I think something
so.
Cool.
Absolutely.
I think so, too.
Awesome.
Okay, so, Stephanie, think about winter.
Yes.
You've had snow. You have interesting weather, but you got spring that's beautiful. So tell us your perfect weekend. Before you go, we have good music for you, too, because we had to play some bluegrass.
Oh.
You are the bluegrass.
Perfect weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, I would love to take a ride in the country when everything is just starting to peek out from the snow and blossom, and everything starts to green up again, and you go past white fences going over the bluegrass and rock walls, and then when you come home, I just like to sit on the porch with a nice glass of peepaw tea or some other local libation, and just to hang out with friends. That's perfect to me.
Yeah, I love it. And you've got so much history there, and I just driving around. I love that too. When you get that little break of like springs going, I'm coming through. I'm coming through. Enough of this white stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But when you think about it, how thick is your snow? From what I've seen over the years, and watching you, be up there, and I know that's your homeland. I don't see it being like major thick snow where you're really going to have to dig out your driveway. Or is that
if we do
can
get
happen?
something like that, it never lasts more than a few days. And we have had some freaky snow just like dump on us, like a two feet of snow, and you think, oh no, and then what happens? Everybody runs to the grocery store to buy milk, egg, and bread, and so
and
I guess everybody's making French toast. So
I was going to say, what's up
and
with
then 2 days
that?
later,
No.
it's gone.
See, yeah, that's how it is. That I love that though. That's about.
I thought you were going to say like they put the milk, cake, and bread out on the snow to melt it or something.
No, they put the lime in the coconut and drink it all down. So there it is. Very cool, Stephanie. We can't wait to come and see you. And you're going to be on our anniversary show, January 6th, airing live from the Coronado Motor Hotel in Yuma, Arizona, where we met you in Yuma. And Glenn from Norfolk will be on there. Glenn Burrows will be on there, so we can have a nice chit chat. And Bobby DePorter from the 8 Keys of Excellence and Super Camp will be there. So we'll have when we have other friends coming on too. Steve Schneikert, Hollywood historian. See. Oh wow, we need a Abraham Lincoln Hollywood history.
I was just thinking that.
We need an Abraham Lincoln
we need a
Hollywood history.
And not that many years ago.
Yeah, he needs to be Abraham. He can do it.
He can.
He can do it.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying, don't you think, Stephanie? A little Abraham Lincoln Hollywood history? Yeah.
Oh, how fun would that be? How fun.
And then I'm just saying, Steve, because I know you're listening, we need a Kentucky Hollywood history too. And eventually we'll have to do it then and now, So just saying, got to say that. But everyone, again, go to the website, visit springfieldky.com and check it out because it's just such an amazing place. We cannot wait to get there, and we will. 2019, you will see Nancy and I there, and Priscilla, our little sock monkey, hanging out in Springfield, literally, and having a good time. And we will be documenting every park. We'll do the Holy Land tour. We're going to do the barn tour, the barn quilt tour. Right, that's the thing.
Bourbon Trail.
The bourbon, of course, the Bourbon Trail. We're going to go to every place that we can for Abraham Lincoln's legacy, and we're going to do the downtown. We're going to go kayaking down the Beach Fork. Am I getting there, Stephanie? Am I kind of there on the track of where we're going?
You are wearing me out. You're wearing me out.
She's like, damn, I need another bourbon.
There you go. I'll need me some Peapody.
Well, anyway, so visit springfieldky.com and keep up with us at nationalparktraveling.com because we'll keep you posted as we travel there and all the shenanigans that ensue because can't do the Bourbon Trail without having some fun. Everybody, we're going to play the song New Freedom Blues from Town Mountain. Awesome band out of Asheville, North Carolina. And I know they like to go to Kentucky, so every time Stephanie comes on the show, I like to play their music so that we can get them to Springfield. That's just saying, Just trying to.
We've got the place for them.
I know you do. You have a theater, an amazing theater. So everyone keep up with Town Mountain at townmountain.net. This is the title track to their latest album. Thanks for joining us, Stephanie. Always fun.
Thank you, and have a happy Christmas.
You too. We'll talk to you in the new year. Happy Christmas, and be careful with those bourbon balls because I know you like those too, right?
Oh, they're so good.
I'm not going to drive and eat bourbon balls.
I know.
Oh, no. You got to be cozy at home, and then you can ball it up.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. All right, here it is, New Freedom Blues. Take care. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Bye.
Bye.
1, 2,
Bye.
3. Start my morning in the middle of the afternoon. coffee and a little smoke to get me through. Trying to get my day on track. All for to live and knock one back. Till I'm all balled up and pounding at the thought of you. Thought it'd be a best if we went our separate ways. So we cut you loose on a cold November day. And now I'm fighting back the tears, reminiscing on a few good years. And these four walls feel like a coffin done already made. I got the new freedom blues. Either way, it just can't win to lose up. Seems like any path I choose, heartache up ahead, I'm going through it. And it's no fault but my own that I'm stumbling a stone, barely hanging on with these freedom blues. My whistle wail. Sooner or later, you know, buddy, I'ma jump that rail. Well, it can't seem to hit them brakes, and I might even up them stakes. Just told me what you got, fill it up, and let's give it hell, let's give it hell. I got the new freedom blues. Either way, it just can't win to lose us. Seems like any path I choose, heartache up ahead, I'm going through it. And it's no fault but my own that I'm stumbling a stone, barely hanging on with these freedom blues. You out on the street, not giving a damn about me. Don't you know it cut me right down to the bone? I got the new freedom blues. Either way, it just can't win to lose us. Seems like any path I choose, heartache up ahead, I'm going through it. Stumbling a stone, barely hanging on with these freedom blues. I said it's no fault but my own that I'm stumbling a stone, barely hanging on with these freedom blues.